Watching KEVU 25 News Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Karina Garcia. Item Seibel has the night off. A woman says she was assaulted before a Good Samaritan rescued her. Aransas Pass police detectives need your help in identifying the man in the sketch you are about to see. Police believe this man was attempting to sexually assault this woman before he was interrupted. The suspect is identified as a Hispanic man in his 40s. He is described as having an average build, dark hair, thick mustache, and standing at around 5'6". The suspect was wearing a dirty white t-shirt and khakis when he was last seen. If you can identify this man, Aransas Pass police want to hear from you. Their number is 361-758-5224. Detectives also need help in locating the Good Samaritan. He is believed to go by the name of Robert and drives the truck seen on your screen. Now, at around 11:15 a.m. this Saturday morning, 2 employees were shot and killed at a Dallas Methodist hospital in the 1400 block of North Beckley Avenue. The 2 victims, both believed to be nurses, were found shot near the labor and delivery area of the hospital. A Methodist police officer shot 30-year-old Nestor Hernandez at the scene. He was arrested for capital murder and is currently sitting at another undisclosed hospital for treatment. Hernandez was out on parole for aggravated robbery and had an active ankle monitor during the time of the incident. Police in Houston, Texas suspect foul play in the disappearance of a 2-year-old girl missing since Sunday. The suspect currently in jail and charged with strangling the child's mother. Investigators say the toddler was last seen at her father's apartment complex.
My heart is just broken in half. So I just hope that we find a baby. I hope we find Nadia. I hope we do.
A heartbreaking statement from the grandmother of Nadia Lee. After a day of searching, the 2-year-old has not been found. The expectation is not good.
And I don't think any of us expect that happy ending. We do believe in miracles, and it would certainly take a miracle to get her back alive right now.
According to Houston police, the toddler was last seen at her father's apartment complex in Pasadena on Sunday around 8 p.m. Investigators say they found DNA and other evidence inside Jiren Lee's apartment number 55 that indicates foul play. They believe Nadia was killed there. She was not listed as missing until today.
God only knows where we're going to end up.
Nadia's disappearance exposed only after her mother's murder on Tuesday night. Investigators say 26-year-old Lee called police from this Clear Lake hotel, saying he choked his common-law wife, Nancy Reed, as they were arguing. She died at the hospital. 2 other children, ages 1 and 3, were in the room and not harmed.
While continuing this investigation, we received some information that there may be an additional child involved that was missing. We then identified that female as Nadia Lee.
Police say her father had Nadia in his care for a short time and is not cooperating. Reed's family says they tried to help her mother, Nancy, for years.
Nancy refused to accept our help when we always tried to help her out of the relationship with Jiren. She always ran back to him. They always were back and forth with the kids and here and there with the kids, from Houston to Louisiana, to one time they were on a run throughout the state with the children. So, I mean, it was just a messy situation between them. And we were always trying to support her, always trying to help her escape the relationship. She just never wanted to leave.
Lee is now charged with the murder of his common-law wife and remains in jail on a $250,000 bond, and he could face more charges, police say, related to his daughter's disappearance.
A family tragedy turned into a local treasure as Kevin's Closet opened to commemorate a lost family member's dream to change the world. 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick stopped by the store and has all the details.
Kevin's Closet opened this summer, and like many thrift stores, the goal is to give back to the community. But the story and the inspiration from this store comes from a mother's love for her son. A hit and run killed Kevin Garza at 11 years old when he was walking to school in 2016. His mother says he dreamed of making the world a better place, which fueled the idea of Kevin's Closet.
When he was telling me things like, "Mom, I want to open up a restaurant one day to where people can go and eat for free. I don't want nobody to be hungry." He was always thinking about other people.
Kevin's Closet acts as more than just a low-priced thrift store. Chavez uses the business to give extra help to the less fortunate.
Families that come in that have, going through different tragedies, and they come in and I need, some clothing, and they come in and I tell them, okay, get whatever you need, try them on, see if they fit. So they come to the counter. They can shop, get some clothes for them and their family, and then check out.
The thrift store includes clothes for all genders, ages, and sizes. Jewelry, books, and even hair bows are included. Reporting live in Victoria, Adarius McCormick, KAVU TV 25 News Now.
And now it's time to check weather with First Warn Storm Team Scott Pitney. Scott, how's the weather holding for this beautiful Saturday night?
Well, it is a beautiful Saturday night, Karina, and the weather has been beautiful, but we do need some rain. We're a little over 16 inches behind for the year, 2.5 for the month. The good news is we have not only 1 but 2 good chances of rain coming up for the week. Also, we're going to get some help from the tropics. I'll explain all the details coming up on weather. Karina?
Scott, thank you. Governor Abbott hosted a conference in Corpus Christi this week concerning the crisis at the border. Several area law enforcement agencies were there, some personally invited by Abbott himself. Governor Abbott listened to concerns and discussed situations that have developed because of, quote, open border policies at the federal level. Abbott also talked Operation Lone Star, and the task force provided him with crime stats from the operation. Now, according to U.S. Border Patrol data released this week, nearly 2.4 million migrant arrests were made at the nation's western border this fiscal year, the highest number ever recorded. Migrant arrests or encounters for the year were 37% higher than last year and more than 2 times the number recorded in 2019. Governor Abbott is making his second Victoria campaign stop this year on Thursday, October 27th. The event will start at 11:45 a.m. at the Pump House Riverside Restaurant, 1201 West Staten Avenue. And early voting in Victoria County starts Monday. The Dr. Patty Dodson Health Center, 2805 North Navarro, Classroom A will be open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for early voting. Early voting ends Friday, November 4th, and the last day to apply for a ballot by mail is Friday, October 28th. Donald Trump held a rally in Robstown today. Trump would speak in support of his unprecedented effort to advance the MAGA agenda by energizing voters. 5 high-profile guest speakers joined the rally, including Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, Attorney General Ken Paxton, and U.S. Representative Michael Cloud from Victoria. Now, this notice is for those summoned for jury duty Monday at the Victoria County Courthouse. You do not need to appear. That 10:30 a.m. jury session is canceled. This session will not be rescheduled. Alrighty, now grab your cell phone and scan this QR code. This is our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. Watch us anytime, anywhere, and get breaking news alerts and vote in our viewer polls. Learn all about our ongoing contests right there on your app. You can also submit news, tips, videos, and photos. Stay with us. Coming up, Biden's student loan forgiveness plan has come to a halt. Find out what this means up next.
And it's been breezy out there, but we've got changes coming on the way, coming up this week. We'll have it all.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way.
Choose in-stock or custom order select Ford vehicles and lock in $3,900 for $60, plus $500 cash, plus complimentary maintenance. See your best in Texas Ford dealer.
It's a parent's worst nightmare. My son Diego was murdered. The county released the gunman on bond. He violated it 37 times, then shot another person. Why did the county even let my son's murderer out of jail? Beto O'Rourke favors easy bail. Just release criminals back on the streets. That's the same policy that let my son's killer run free. If Beto O'Rourke is elected governor, there'll be more violence and more victims.
2023 Tundra. Toyota, let's go places.
The Ukrainian Air Force said it shot down more than half of the Russian missiles fired at Ukraine this morning. Ukrainian President Zelensky says the main target of Russia's latest attacks on his country is energy, and now he's asking every citizen to conserve electricity.
Ukraine's Air Force says 33 missiles were fired at Ukraine Saturday morning, but that 18 of them had been shot down. Local officials across the country say the strikes have been aimed at energy facilities, which has caused power outages. More than 1 million people across Ukraine are reportedly without power. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, in his nightly video address, says Russia has launched strikes on his country's infrastructure on a very wide scale across western, central, and southern Ukraine.
Непогані результати демонструють.
Of course, we don't have the technical ability to knock down 100% of Russian missiles and strike drones, he said, but added he is sure that Ukraine would gradually achieve that with help from their partners. On the front line in the Donetsk region, Ukrainian troops have been using the cover of trees, trying to avoid possible Russian attacks.
Our enemy have many weapons and artillery. We don't have a lot of artillery. We have, most of the times, we have problems with tanks and artillery.
They say Russian drones are keeping a constant lookout from the skies. In Kherson, Russian authorities told residents to leave immediately ahead of an expected advance by Ukrainian troops. We held on to the very end, this man says. It is now dangerous and very loud there. A Russian official says an estimated 25,000 residents left. Images shown on Russian state TV reportedly show people leaving on boats. Meanwhile, in a briefing Saturday, the Russian Defense Ministry says its forces had repelled a Ukrainian attempt to break through its line of control in the Kherson region. Karina Mitchell, ABC News, New York.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky tested positive for COVID-19 on Friday. The CDC says Walensky, who is up to date on her vaccinations, had mild symptoms. The agency noted that Walensky is isolating at home and will participate in her planned meetings virtually. Senior staff and close contacts are informed of the director's positive test and are monitoring her health. Walensky, who took over the CDC in January 2021 after being appointed by President Joe Biden, is the latest U.S. health official to test positive for COVID-19 this year. Pfizer announced plans to sell its COVID vaccine once the U.S. government stops paying for it. The vaccine, developed with BioNTech, would be sold at a price of $110 to $130 per dose for teens and adults. The estimated price for Pfizer's shot is in line with other adult vaccinations for viruses such as hepatitis and shingles. Shots will be packaged in a single-dose vial rather than the multi-dose vials that have been used throughout the pandemic. Since the start of the pandemic, the government has provided Americans with free COVID tests, vaccines, and treatment through a combination of funding from Congress and other government programs. Pfizer says it also plans to provide free vaccines to people without insurance through a patient assistance program. More than 22 million Americans have applied for relief as part of Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, but there are legal challenges to this plan coming from Republican-led states in court.
A federal appeals court has granted the request from attorneys general of 6 Republican-led states to put a temporary hold on the Biden administration's student loan debt forgiveness plan. The plan cancels up to $10,000 in student loan debt for individuals making less than $125,000 a year, or as much as $20,000 for eligible borrowers who are also Pell Grant recipients.
As soon as I announced my administration's plan on student debt, they started attacking it, saying all kinds of things. Their outrage is wrong and it's hypocritical.
President Biden blasting Republicans who have criticized his relief program.
I don't want to hear it from MAGA Republicans, officials who had hundreds of thousands of dollars of debts, even millions of dollars in pandemic relief loans forgiven, who now are attacking me for helping working class and middle class Americans.
Approximately 22 million people have already applied. The White House is still encouraging eligible Americans to continue applying, saying this order doesn't prevent the Education Department from accepting and reviewing applications. The Biden administration has until Monday evening to file an opposition to the injunction. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said in a statement, the administration will continue to fight the Republicans who are suing to block their efforts to provide loan relief. There are several legal challenges against the president's loan forgiveness plan, and what's unclear is whether they will be resolved by January 1st, when federal student loan payments are set to resume after a nearly 3-year pandemic pause. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
That story leads us to your viewer poll this afternoon. Do you support student loan forgiveness plan? Yes or no? We go ahead and take a look. 27% say yes and 73% say no. We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate. Now, for more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit your birthday wishes to Carolina Astrain and Howie Gordon, who will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise. You can also submit a local military hero so we may recognize them.
Felt a lot like summer around the crossroads today. Changes are coming. We'll talk about it next.
In Texas, the future belongs to everyone, so we created the truck of the future for everyone. Ford F-150. With an available 12-inch touchscreen and interior work surface, it puts the world at your fingertips. Because the truck of the future isn't created for just a few. It's for Texas. Ford F-150. Drive one today. Choose in stock or custom order your F-150 and lock in $3,900 for $60 plus $500 cash plus complimentary maintenance. See your Ford dealer.
Ford is the best in Texas.
Responsible Texans want responsible judges who follow the law. We pay our taxes. Judicial candidate Aaron Pena doesn't. He owes the IRS over $44,000. We buy car insurance. Aaron Pena's gotten 3 tickets for driving with no insurance, even while running for judge. And as a lawyer, Aaron Pena was reprimanded for professional misconduct and suspended from practicing law 6 times. If you want a responsible judge who follows the law, that's not Aaron Pena.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
And welcome back. What a beautiful day in the crossroads. Kind of breezy, but like I said, things are going to change soon. Beautiful look at the Cuero ISD water tower all lit up. Good night to be outside and enjoy that weather. Right now, 70 degrees in Victoria. Cuero is 72, a little warmer along the coast. Port Lavaca at 75, Rockport 78. A little muggier with those dew points now in the mid to upper 60s. We've seen mostly 50s and 40s the last couple of days. Temperatures around the crossroads. Bay City now in the 60s. Wharton in the 60s as well at 69. Port O'Connor 77. Port Lavaca checking in at 73. As I said, it's been dry. Mostly all the crossroads seeing yellows indicating moderate and dry conditions. Severe and extreme conditions up around San Antonio. But like I said, the good news is relief is on the way. For the first round of relief we're going to get is from, this is Roslyn. This is Hurricane Roslyn, very powerful Hurricane Roslyn. Right now, Category 4 when it makes landfall just north of Guadalajara near Puerto Vallarta. As a Category 3, it's going to move inland, and right around 7 o'clock Monday morning, it'll be right here just on the Texas border, and that's going to bring some beneficial moisture to our area. You can see it right here on Future Tracker. First of all, this high pressure behind me bringing in the southerly flow. That's where we're getting the wind from, so the pressure gradient's building up tight right around there. And then here's the remnants of Roslyn as it brings the moisture in ahead of the front. And then the front, here it is in North Texas, showing up Monday night around 10 o'clock. You see the rain and the green shaded areas around Victoria. And then that front is going to be kind of a slow mover. Here it is Tuesday morning. We still see rain in the area. This is going to be a Pacific front, so we're not going to see the cool down like we did with the last front, although we are going to see some cool down. Then we have high pressure building in for a couple of nice days around midweek. And then another front showing up here Friday morning at 9 o'clock. That's going to make its way through. This is 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. We're going to see rain on Friday, and then that'll push through. By Saturday, high pressure builds back in, giving us another nice weekend of weather. As I said, the winds are up there 10 to 15 as you move inland, but around the coast, notice Port O'Connor, we have a gust there of 29, same with Rockport. A lot of the gusts and the wind speeds have been in the 20s along the coast. We see that going into future wind speeds here Sunday, pretty much the same. As we get into Monday, we actually see it pick up a little bit inland, 19, 20 miles an hour, and still those 20s, 27, 29, Port O'Connor and Rockport. If you are going down to the beach tomorrow or going to be in the water, there is a small craft advisory just started a short time ago at 10 o'clock tonight. It's going to be on through Sunday at 7 a.m. Those winds southeast at 25, gusting to 30 at times. Seas 4 to 7 feet with occasionally rough water. Water temperature there at 60 or 74 degrees. 68 going down to the temperature tonight, and then 88 tomorrow. And then for your 7-day, we have a 50% chance of rain with the first front on Monday, 60% with the second front on Friday. You can download the Crossroads app today, get the latest news, weather, sports at your fingertips, plus sign up for email alerts, and it is free. Here is Zach with sports.
Thanks, Scott. Coming up in sports, our game of the week was a roller coaster for both teams involved. That's coming up.
Before digging in my yard, I always call 811 to have my utility lines marked to avoid service interruptions or injury. It's better to call 811 now than 911 later. Really?
CenterPoint Energy, always there. Palace Bingo is open and our customers' health is our main concern. We installed UV lights in our building for your safety. These UV lights kill harmful germs in the air and combat COVID-19. Plus, our employees have masks on, hand sanitizer stations are available, and we have plenty of room for each of our guests to enjoy. We also sanitize the hall after each session. And don't forget, our UV lights keep the air clean. Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends and friends win money.
Where friends meet friends. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, a principled conservative fighting for Texas. Recognized as a leader on border security and being tough on crime, he's supported by law enforcement statewide. He's increased education funding at record levels with the biggest teacher pay raise in years.
I'm Dan Patrick. Texas is the greatest place to live, work, and raise a family. Join me in fighting radical liberals who would turn Texas into California. I ask for your vote.
When you're looking for a hopping good deal, think of Bravo Autos. My friend Joey, my friend Joey comes from the land of Down Under. And here at Bravo, we're the home of the Down Under prices. Woo! Plus, make no down payment, no payments for 90 days, and oil changes for life. I'm a veteran, and veterans are always welcome at Bravo Autos. Hop online or hop on in. Bravo Autos is a hopping place. Who are we? Bravo!
With two boys, I know about suspicious odors. But if I smell something like rotten eggs, there might actually be a gas leak, which means we leave the house immediately and then call CenterPoint Energy and 911 from a safe remote location.
CenterPoint Energy, always there.
Good evening, Crossroads. We had some wild high school football games around the area last night. Let's begin with Victoria East. Our athlete of the week this past week was Titans quarterback Jaden Williams, who said they wanted to keep the momentum going and felt like they had a great shot to do just that last night. And he was absolutely correct. Victoria East now has a 4-game winning streak, beating Corpus Christi Moody, and gets head coach Roland Gonzalez his 101st career victory. Our game of the week in Refugio was everything we could have hoped for and then some. Number 4 Shiner marched into 5th-ranked Refugio and Bobcat Stadium. This game was a back-and-forth battle the entire time. The difference in this game, 4th and 1 from their own 11. Refugio takes the gamble of a lifetime and they rip off an 89-yard touchdown run. Refugio now holds first place in the district. Other scores from around the area: the Gobblers 77, Caldwell 0. The Edna Cowboys 21, Goliad 7. East was victorious, and so was Victoria West. And congratulations to the Calhoun Sand Crabs on getting their first victory of the year. They take down Beeville 24-21. Other scores: Ganado falling a bit short, losing by 2 to 3 Rivers. El Campo and 5-star running back Reuben Owens defeat Iowa Colony. Yoakum can't quite muster enough offense. And how about St. Joseph putting up 49 points? Game 4 of the NLCS wrapped up minutes ago. Last night it was the Phillies who came out on top. Tonight it was San Diego jumping out first with this solo shot from Manny Machado. They kept the line moving, grabbing another 2 runs later in the inning, but the fighting Phils weren't going away, responding early big time with a Rhys Hoskins 2-run shot to cut the lead in half. What a great series we have on our hands. The Phillies victorious 10-6. To the American League, the Astros finished their Game 3 of the ALCS, and to get the scoring started, Chas McCormick gets Houston on the board with his 2-run shot off Garrett Cole. Then the 6th, the Astros will put 3 on the board, capped by this Christian Vasquez knock to drive in 2. That would be all she wrote. The Astros now with a commanding 3-0 lead. And Longhorn fans, what happened? It was all Texas early on, but Oklahoma State would come roaring all the way back at one point, down by as much as 14 in this game. This play right here, a poor job of tackling, but the game tied at 34, allowing Oklahoma State to score. They would go up 41-34. Final score, 41-34. Gut-wrenching game in that tight Big 12 race. And a viewer note, and this isn't from me, this Sunday, the NFL on CBS will air the Texans at Las Vegas Raiders game at 3:25 p.m. The NFL will not allow us to broadcast the Cowboys game on our CBS sister station, even though it is airing at an earlier time. This is a decision from the NFL since our community is a little bit closer to Houston than Dallas. Again, take that up with the NFL. That's not us. But Karina, you were on CFL coverage last night. Now you're working the weekend anchor desk. You got to be tired over there. How you hanging in there?
Well, you know what, Zach, you're here with us on CFL Night, so you know how fun it is. So sometimes it doesn't even feel like work because we're just having so much fun in the newsroom. You know how it is. Alrighty, stay with us. Coming up Saturday is National Make a Dogs Day. Find out more after the break.
The free 2022 Hurricane Tracking Guides are here. Each guide has critical information to protect you and your family before and after the storm. The 25 News Now Hurricane Tracking Guides are brought to you by these sponsors: Full Pep, El Campo Cycle Center, Palace Bingo, Seguin RV, Oak Creek Homes, and Bravo Honda. You can get your up-to-date coordinates to track the storm every day on crossroadstoday.com or from the 25 News Now Storm Team. Download the free Crossroads Today app and get your weather now.
In Texas, you can show one of these 7 approved photo IDs when you arrive at the polling site. And on this website, you'll find more insight. Brought to you by the Texas Secretary of State.
Welcome to Celebrity Jeopardy in prime time.
It's thrilling, must watch.
Look at that!
Sunday night television.
I'm gonna win. Whoo! Wow.
Celebrity Jeopardy, new tonight, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Victoria Eye Center and 25 News Now brings to you every Monday a Vision Health segment to learn about eye diseases and possible treatments. Tune into the segment or go to crossroadstoday.com to learn more about eye health, brought to you by Victoria Eye Center. Border security, energy independence, fiscal responsibility. Vote Republican. Calhoun County Republican Party responsible for the content of this message.
We want to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon, Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. Saturday is National Make a Dogs Day, and this is one observance everybody should take part of if possible. It's an invitation for dog lovers to go the extra mile for man's best friend by adopting a dog instead of buying one. Millions of dogs enter shelters in the U.S. every year. A lot of them have been given up by their owners, and many are euthanized. National Make a Dogs Day encourages anyone to go down to a local dog shelter and make a difference. Well, now, if I didn't have a cat waiting for me at home, I would be the first in line with those shelters. Scott, before you give us the weather, I got to ask, are you a dog or a cat person?
I am a dog person, but I hope I didn't just divide our audience. It's just but I do like cats. I like bigger cats. I used to have a fat cat when I was little. I do like fat cats. So anyway, dogs and cats. Leave it at that. It's going to feel like summer one more day tomorrow, 88 degrees. Monday, the front comes through, 50% chance of rain, dropping those temperatures back down to more like October-like weather through the week, and midweek, going to be very beautiful. And then 60% chance of rain on Friday, high of 82, 79 going up to on Saturday. Then for Cuero, 40% chance of rain, again, highs in the 70s midweek. Then 20% chance of rain on Thursday late for Cuero, 50% on Friday. Corina?
Thanks, Scott. Thank you for being with us. Remember, we're always streaming 24/7 on crossroadstoday.com. Have a good night and drive safe.